everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I am getting started on sowing some winter heading vegetables. Now, as you can see, it is not raining for the first time in a week. We have beautiful Carolina blue skies. It's the perfect day to be outside in the garden. And I'm just taking this opportunity really quickly to remind you that if you're living in zone 7 or warmer, now the beginning of February is a really good time to do a round of heading vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Kohlrabi, cabbage. These are all things that if you start now, you'll likely be harvesting typically mid to late April. And usually my recommendation for heading vegetables is to sow them every other week or at least once a month, starting February, March, and April. That way you'll really extend your spring harvest and you'll be able to, have delicious produce to bring inside and enjoy. So today I am going to do a couple different varieties. I have broccoli, I have cauliflower, I have giant winter kohlrabi, and I've got some cabbage. And I'm just gonna basically reuse some flats that I think pansies or violas came in. And I'm gonna fill the flats up with my favorite soil ever. This is the brand new veggie mix from Soil Cube. You can buy this in small bags, but they also have it in big yellow bags. And I have put the link in the description. Be sure to take advantage of the early bird discount. Right now, all bags are $30 off through the end of February. And if you add my code BreeGrows23, you'll save an additional $5 off of every bag that you order. So check out that link in the description. And basically, the process is super simple. I'm just going to pour this out. And then I'll just even it out, smooth it with my hand, and I will get busy sowing the seeds directly into each of these 4-packs. And I think 4-packs or 6-packs are really great for this time of year with heading vegetables. Remember, this is heading varieties, not leafy things, because this size of a root system will be perfect for transplanting into your garden, into raised beds or containers. Just to give you a close-up view of what I'm doing, I've put in fresh Soil Cube. I am making a small divot, just using a bamboo stake the plant came with, into the center of each cell pack. And then I'm gonna very gently try and get really only about 2 seeds per hole. And so to do that, make a crease in your seed bag or your seed packet, and then lightly tap. And you have a lot more control over your seed distribution. Now remember, these are heading vegetables, meaning they develop a head that you harvest. They don't do great with a lot of competition of other plants. So that's why I don't ever direct seed these. I always control how I seed and then I transplant. And broccoli and cauliflower are some of my favorite vegetables to eat. So I did an entire tray of each of those. And then this last tray I'm gonna do with the kohlrabi and the cabbage. And I'm basically just gonna do half the tray as kohlrabi and half the tray as cabbage. And of course, always make sure you label, because all of these plants are in the Brassicaceae family. When they germinate and grow, they will look the same. And I love to use this garden marker because it doesn't fade in the sun. Always handy to write the date as well, just so you can keep track. So the easiest way to get the seeds covered is literally just to tap, and that way the soil will sort of cover those divots and the seed will have good contact with the soil. And then of course I'm going to get all of these things watered in. Now there's absolutely no need to add fertilizer at this stage, so don't. And because I am using Soil Cube, I really don't have to ever add fertilizer. It's one of the huge advantages of growing in the veggie mix because it's already kind of full of nutrients as a result of being a composted material. I generally don't recommend using any sort of heavy fertilizer on any of your winter vegetables simply because temperatures are up and down. You don't need nitrogen to cause the plants to grow even more rapidly. So then they might be more tender when you have a sudden cold snap. And that's the thing, timing is everything. And depending on where you live, you're to take this advice and maybe shift it by a week or 2 or 3. We have a really warm forecast now. Every day is in the 60s. We don't have any freezing for a week. So this is a perfect time to get heading vegetables started. And these are all totally hardy for normal conditions that we experience here in Zone 7, Central North Carolina for the months of February and March. However, if we suddenly have, a major cold spell in the forecast, it's probably best to bring them into a garage. They don't really need to be in the heat of a house. And I always steer people away from starting these seedlings indoors because you're really going to find it's a lot more maintenance. You have to water a lot more often. You have to have lighting. And I'm 100% positive that you will have a lot more insect pressure, whereas doing it outside, you won't. Now you can see I'm in my little shade house. We don't cover this with plastic, so it's not any warmer than outside. And unless we have an extreme weather event, which I would definitely post a video regarding to be able to give you warning, these are basically going to stay here until it's time to get them transplanted into the ground. And I suspect that'll happen, well, hopefully by the middle of March. So be sure to subscribe to the Bree the Plant Lady YouTube channel for more practical gardening advice and for regular updates from these seedlings and everything else that I have growing here. Please give me a like. Be sure to share it with your friends. And as always, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Happy seed sowing.